Guess what? I'm a terrible designer. Over the last couple of months, we have been doing A/B testing for our YouTube thumbnails. Me, Dan Scott, with 25 years design experience, went to university and everything. And these two guys, who have 0 design experience. We've been competing, and guess what? They've been winning. I've been losing. How is this even possible? In this video, we'll dive into our YouTube thumbnail design process. We'll also go behind the scenes at all the data that we use for the testing, and I'll show you what I've learned from these two non-designers. And if you stick around to the end, I'm gonna show you the 3 thumbnails that we're making for this video that you're watching right now. And you can see, you can pick which do you think is the most clickable. So in the beginning of the YouTube channel, basically thumbnail design was an afterthought. It was like make video, spend time making it, kind of, and then spend about 10 minutes before the video went live making a thumbnail. Then we got to a point where Taylor Coman, one of the current thumbnail designers, was like, hey, we should put more effort into thumbnails. YouTube is doing really good for us. So we did. There was a time where there was just 2 options. It was either slap the brand logo on it and colors on it and send it, or there was overthink it and spend ages crafting something that was clever. We were trying to find a system without testing. We were just testing it video by video, and there's too many variables that the thumbnail couldn't be isolated as a test. So about a year ago, YouTube rolled out its testing feature. The UX designer in me got super excited, and the graphic designer in me felt a little bit nervous. Up until now, I kind of like decide that I'm the winner because I'm confident and I make stuff and it looks good and the client likes it, I win. Now I was going to be tested and see what wins, and that made me nervous. So how the test works is that you have 3 thumbnails and 1 video, right? YouTube will show your video either on the homepage or maybe on the suggested videos, and what it will do is it will cycle through the 3 different thumbnails. So the name of the game here is something called watch time share. Basically, you've got 3 thumbnails and you will get a percentage of the people that watched your video. This percentage of them came through this thumbnail. And that's really important because you don't just want clicks, okay, which is the click-through rate. You want them to click and watch the video. So you need the thumbnail to make sure it's conveying clearly what's in the video. More clicks and watch time means people are more interested, which means they'll show it to more people. Viral, that's what we're looking for. So the 3 of us, we've got me, lots of design experience. We've got Taylor, 0 design experience. Then there is Kyle, who's our strategist for YouTube. Again, no design experience, but knowledge of the industry. I will often make the first of the thumbnails. I'm recording the video, I do all the headshots. I'm kind of first, I post it into Slack. Then they'll do theirs and they'll upload that to Slack. And we start with the mild trash talk, just to keep the little challenge fun. When the video's due to go live, we upload all 3 of them and the test begins. And basically then I sit back and relax and wait to win. Because I'm the designer, I've done this forever, they're just amateurs. Until the test results come in. And they weren't great, I wasn't winning. This here was the results from the first test. The video is about, is graphic design dead, as in relates to AI? And which one do you think I did? Which one? What do you think? This one. That's the one I did, because it's clever. Look, there's me looking all moody, and there is a dinosaur wearing glasses like me, connection. I've gone for like a pencil style drawing on a laptop. It's genius. And this one's Taylor. He went for the anti-designer look. He went for all the like hideousness that we all hate to grab attention. And then Kyle just made the logo explode. All right, of these 3 thumbnails, which one do you think won? Clearly not mine. I've already established that. It was Kyle's. I want to say exploding, but it's kind of like, I don't know, the Eye of Sauron. It's just kind of a ring of fire. Why did it win? The weird bit is that if Kyle had come to me, I love you, Kyle, and we have good fun doing this, but if he came to me and said, this is what I'm going to do, I'd be like, no, we can't have that. Okay, but going outside of myself and removing my ego, it won. So I have to sit here and go, all right, why did it win? And what I've learned is that I think it's only trying to communicate like 1 or 2 things. My one is trying to communicate 10 things, cleverly all interlinked. So you're left kind of not knowing if it's for you or not. I think Kyle's one is just clear. Dan said, stuff is on fire. It's intriguing. I want to know more. And this video ended up performing really well for us. The click-through was kind of about 5%, which is reasonably high for us, but it got shared to a lot of different people. And that's a big part of its success. The main part is still the video content, but the click-through rate means you get more eyeballs and more chances to win. It's like buying lotto tickets. So the next video that we built our thumbnail test for was a video around, is Adobe still the king of design tools? All right, and here are the 3 thumbnails. Guess which one I did? Any guesses? This one. The clear, bold, great type. That's my one. And which one do you think won the test? That's right, this one. All right, and why did mine not win? Like on paper, if you wrote down what they're all doing, there's Dan, there's the logos, there is some sort of death or goodbye-ness. So they're all doing a very similar job, but there's a very clear winner, which is hard because, how do you decide why this one's better? The thing that I can see that is, clearly different is the word Adobe. Okay, I think what I still try and do is be a little bit clever and make people work to an answer, whereas the other 2 don't. It's very clear. So our third test was a studio tour of this space and my workshop downstairs. These are the 3 designs. Can you guess which one I did? Nope, it was this one. Because I was trying to learn, I was trying to evolve. My other ones weren't working, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna go off and figure out what is working for other people. So basically ripped off Casey Neistat. He had a studio tour, did well, kind of did a version of that, and still didn't work. So let's compare it to the one that won the competition. Can you guess? No, it's this one, Taylor Comans. And why did it win? What have I learned? I've learned that I design on a too big a screen and that if you make it smaller, guess what? My version, even though I think I'm being clearer, it's still noisy. You still don't know what you're in for. You have to take a risk clicking it. Whereas Taylor's, no risk is required. It's clear what you're in for. Click the button, let's go. So this one has the biggest disparity between them all. And I think it is that me and Kyle ended up at a very similar place, so that we have very similar poor results, leaving a big chunk of room for this other one to do a lot better. The other thing that I think works in Taylor's one is that it's a studio tour, not showing a studio. I just show a car in mine, and so did Kyle. We're both infatuated with the car. And really what we should be realizing is our audience are designers and they want to see inside my design studio, not the thing I drive. So what have I learned from all of these thumbnail tests? The first one is simplicity. It needs to be bold, expressive, and it needs to be simple. In my other life as a designer, I need to be clever, I need to be thoughtful, but in this particular niche of design, simplicity is king. The next is that faces and expressions win. My big dumb face on a thumbnail does better than no big dumb face. And the more expressive, the better. That's why you see a lot of that on thumbnails. What we used to do is we didn't have, and then we got the testing, and then we added my face onto it, and they just do better. Look at the first thumbnail of mine, where it's the extinction one. You can see small, kind of abstract, not very clear, the expression doesn't do well. Big face, pull-in faces, that works. I don't want it to work, but it does. The third thing I've learned is size matters. I design really big, and end up throwing it up to YouTube. And when it gets down to its actual size, okay, where it has to perform, it doesn't perform very well because it's all smushed in there. So I've learned that things need to work at a really small scale first, not second. So what I do now is I just zoom out. I zoom it out so it's nice and small, and that limitation feels hard, but it's hard for a reason because you need to really communicate in that really small size that it's actually going to be presented to people on YouTube. And the last one is curiosity. You can see here on Kyle's one, it has it all. It has my face doing facey things. It's really simple, and it has this curiosity. It has the flames around the logo. Why is it on fire? Okay, so it kind of ticks all the boxes. I think it's dumb. I don't like it. Sorry, Kyle. But that's the big thing about this, is that I do not need to like it because this isn't a portfolio piece. This is not meant to win me an Emmy. I need to remove my ego and I need to learn from the process and get better at it. What I've learned from working along other non-designers is creativity and kind of the result you want to get to. Like, we all want to get here. The fact that I'm the designer kind of gives me the, gives me the first go at it. What I've learned is that it doesn't matter where people are coming from. Kyle is not a designer, doesn't mean he's not creative and doesn't understand the problem to be solved. Say with Taylor. And that's been the nice part of this, is that it's not about creating graphics, it's about solving the problem, which in this case is a click-through rate and convincing people that this is a worthwhile video to watch. And we're all three of us of learning how to get there rather than putting all the trust in some degree that I got many years ago. All right, now it's your turn. We're gonna take you behind the scenes for this current thumbnail test. So these are the 3 thumbnails that are being tested with this specific video, A, B, and C. What I want you to do is, what do you think? Which one is actually gonna win? Do you have what it takes? Can you pick them? So let us know in the comments which one you think wins. Also, do you know who designed what from the previous ones? Which one did I do? Which one did Tay do? And which one did Kyle do? Let us know in the comments. And also, which one you actually clicked on. Do you remember? Okay, because that's going through randomly as well. And once we get the test results in, takes a week or 2, we will post the results. We'll pin it in the comments below so that you can see how well you did in the thumbnail picking test. And that, my friend, is gonna be it. If you do want to design thumbnails like me, but maybe better, I use Canva and Illustrator and Photoshop. If you're interested in how I design or where I design my thumbnails, I've got courses in all of those. You can check it out. There's a link in the description. But that is it, my friend. Happy thumbnail creation, and I hope you do well in the test. I hope I win. That's what I really hope. All right, bye now.